Hello, friends. Welcome. Crazy Rabbit. This world needs a hero. Thanks for coming, guys. Kind of impromptu. I don't expect a lot of people. It's Saturday night, but it's cold. What are y'all doing out? Go home. Get on the internet. Come on. I assume you guys can hear me all right? Looks like chat's coming through on the stream properly. I think I made this thing look good. All right. There we go. I don't have... Where'd it go? There it is. Seems to be working, or not. I made a cool, I didn't make a cool, I got a cool visualizer for the audio. Doesn't seem to be working though. Channel single, that's right. Oh, I bet you that's why. There we go. Hey, look at that. Let's see, Probes is here. Am I in a submarine? Why would I be in a submarine? Because I'm round? Whatever. A porthole. Yeah, there you go. Theresa's here. Hi, honey bun. Victor, welcome. Theresa, you have the nieces crowded around your phone to watch us? All right. Tonverk, Zoia, we've done this before. I don't have an empty project. I do have an empty pattern. No idea what I want to do. Maybe do another little transition song for between the songs at the show we got coming up. They're watching Gabby's Dollhouse. Well, I guess we all know what that's about. So we have a show coming up in February, the 27th or 28th. Not sure exactly which day we're playing yet. It's a small festival called the Winter Wind Down Fest. It's here in Williamsport. And because we play very structured songs, I want pieces of music to interconnect them, so it's not just dead air between songs. Welcome in, Cress. And yeah, that's what I figure I'll do. I was clicking through this project. I love that this happens now. You start making enough weird music, you go into random projects and you find patterns and songs you don't remember making. I remember making this, but it took me a minute. Yeah, this would be a good way to test the audio. Loud and clear, I guess. It's not blowing you guys out, is it? Anyway, sounds good? Cool. All right. So let's make a thing. Thinking about messing with subtracks. Subtracks are basically like a drum kit laid out across the keys. So it only uses one track. You get 8 sounds out of it. Maybe even more if you build them yourself. But I'm not 100% sure on that. So, for example, looking for something small. This is a transition song, so I don't need big drums. Not bad. Is that screen visible? That's not bad. If there's a 606 in here, it's not labeled as such. I have a 606, but hard drive's not connected. Got to dig it up, got to transfer it. I'm not bothering with that right now. Just looking for something. I'll know it when I hear it. I do like that, though. Good spring reverb on whatever that is. Thanks, Hero. Yeah, let's try this. So with subtracks, you get a little more control. Let me walk that back. Per track, you get control of filter, amplifier settings, pans, distortions, 3 effects. Sorry, 3 send effects. You can also bus a track to anything you can build. 2 LFOs, a envelope for the LFOs, and 2 LFOs for the effects on each track. Now, with a subtrack, you have 8 sounds on the one track. You're limited to those same parameters for certain things, but for others, like the amp page and I believe the filter page for that matter, will be per voice on that subtrack. So, for example, filter settings are not the same. It's filtering the kick drum and then snare drums separately. I don't. Let's check a reverb. Yeah, so like the reverb sends, for example, are all 8 voices. Not ideal, but again, I have 8 tracks, so if I want to make, one subtrack that's just kick and other things kick related, and then put snares and everything else on their own subtrack and just take up 2 tracks out of the 8 for drums, I can do that. Yes, I can pan per voice, so that's the wrong knob. Snare should be in your left, kick should be in your right. Now, apparently, I've only seen a little bit of this. Sending a subtrack to the arpeggiator is wild. You guys want to get weird? tempo at 120. What are these songs for the show at? I don't know. I'm sticking to what I like. That's note length. I don't want note length. Where's... That's why, okay. Not sure why it's only playing that after the first 4 notes. Arp length is 16 steps. Range? That couldn't make a difference. It's only the 8 notes. Yeah, I know this could be awesome. I have not yet really figured out how to make, like, even just in theory. I haven't tried it until just now, but I haven't, in theory, thought of a way to make this do anything that cool yet. Maybe if it was all one sound. And I could pitch it. Let's try that. But that I would want to use not a subtrack for, but a single sample. Do I have... I do? I don't know where this drum kit came from. Or this one. After I got this, I kind of went on a mad sample scouring spree. Finding all the weird free packs I could that were set up for the Tonverk. It's got a proprietary file type for its multi-samples and its drum samples. Can you see that speck of whatever on the screen? That's gross. I don't know what it is. I don't know if you can see it, but I can see it in the reflection of the wall. It's going to drive me nuts. Let's just stick with the factory library. Single drum hits. Bass drums, snare drums, hi-hats, hi-hats. Processed. Another weird thing about this, some of the sounds in here are so quiet and some are so loud. It's just like there's the spectrum of the volume you can get out of some of these samples are crazy. So like I'll load up a sound and hit play and then other sounds I'm like it's barely registering. My HVAC's registering more than the sample is. I think it might even be my finger getting picked up by the mic. Whatever. That's it. I want that. Still doing it. Why is it still doing it? Okay. Track 2. There's the ARP. There's the key. Okay. I want to random range 1 twang. Offset E. Oh, here we go. Okay. That didn't do what I wanted at all. It's not what I expected it to do. Oh, man. That's too bad. Why didn't that work, though? I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you can tell, I wrote in the offset of notes for the arpeggiator. So if it's hitting every step, this first one should be... Why does that work? But not that. All right. Let's... When did you turn off? Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. Trig, that's what I want. Okay. It's not as cool as I'd like it, but it's doing its thing. Nail gun from Temu? Are you kidding me, Chris? You would buy a nail gun from Temu. Who else popped in? What's up, Sam? Deranged metronome. Theresa hates stuff like this, guys. This is like her least favorite thing in the world. Noise. Let's see if we can make it musical. Or cooler sounding, anyway. I have to go back to track 2. What's up, Recon? Just exploring. Playing some weird noises. Filter sweep sounds awesome. That's just on the filter, though. Let's try... There we go. No. Phase 98. Stages. Lower frequency. Hey Jervis. Welcome in. Appreciate you guys all popping in here. Listen to me make weird noises. Alright, let's go crazy now. Yeah, you know what? Whatever. Let's see what this sounds like. Where is that page? Amp page? I thought it was the amp page. There it is. This might get crazy. In fact, let me go ahead and set you to you. I have no control over the inputs. Cool. Frank says hi. I think I'm being contacted by someone. Yeah, let's do this a different way. Let's set the chorus send to output CD. Go back here. Wait. And turn this off. Okay. Now, I should be able to... Yep. I don't want to sample the dog. I gotta listen to him bark enough. Yeah, Jarvis, I love the Zoia. This is a patch I made. I talked about this on one of the other streams. I just got this fixed, actually. By get it fixed, I mean I fixed it. It's a very early run of the Zoia. I want to say it's in like the first 600 I purchased it. But the pad... Frank, are you done barking? Do you want to say hi to the internet? No? Alright. This button pad, they just didn't... It didn't last. So what happened was the back button and the shift button, which are absolutely essential to use this thing, started to quit, and like I would have to like really jam on the buttons to get them to go. Boo boo. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Can you come in the picture? Come on. Say hi to the internet. They love you. No, I don't want to. I don't want to. He doesn't want to say hi. Sorry, guys. So anyway, the back and shift button are absolutely essential for this, and they were starting to be really difficult to push. I contacted Zoia, rather Empress, and they just sent me a new pad. Apparently easy to fix. Can you get out of there, please? Go. Go ahead, go. Go. No. He doesn't want to be on camera, but he doesn't want to leave either. He distracted me. So I had to open this up and replace the buttons. Not as hard as I thought it would be. There's only 2 boards in the whole thing. I would have thought this thing would have been stacked with like 4 circuit boards, and there's only 2. The input output board and power board in the back, and then the board under the buttons. I had a screw strip and I couldn't get it off, and I had to send it to a buddy of mine and have him bring it to work and drill it out for me. I spent like 2 weeks with it. All the drill stuff is still sitting here. I was trying to drill the screw out. I don't know. Anyway, I finally got it repaired, and the buttons feel fantastic now. Anyway, noises. Does sound like a zoo, doesn't it? Alright, I'm missing all the comments, guys. I'm sorry. Jervis loves Temu. Jervis, what do you buy on Temu? Things to deal with Jackson's fur? I already said I'm not sampling the dog. No one wants to hear it. Gadzooks much bark. Shout out to Ritz Crackers. Hell yeah, Ritz Crackers are awesome. Theresa likes the club crackers, not the Ritz Crackers. What's up with that? Frank would chase Jackson and Tom and borg at them. Moser's here. Welcome, friend. I was not buying the MPC XL before Frank interrupted. Do you know it's not an interface? Tell him, Chris, it's not an interface. All right, this just sounds crazy. If you didn't see what I did, each track's got the 3 sends. I just replaced the send for the chorus. I just turned the chorus off and changed the output to output CD. That goes into the Zoia, which comes back in to the Tonverk and to all our ears. Like I've been streaming for years, imagine. No, I just took a lot of time, made it look nice. I don't love the wave visualizer. Like, I've seen better. I gotta find a good one. Line things up better, but the chat looks good. This BroSynth network icon looks great. But yeah, I appreciate that, man. Yeah, Wabs, it's like, it does interface. I had this argument with Cressy. We talked about it for like an hour. It does interface, but what it doesn't do is let you, like, you have an audio interface, you plug it into your computer, you put a microphone in the front, you put your headphones in the front, you talk into the mic, it goes to the computer, comes back out, and you can hear it. The MPC won't let you do that. At least as far as I understand it. I don't own one, but this is how I understand it. It'll stream 32 channels in and out, back and forth to your DAW, so you can record 32 tracks worth of your DAW into your MPC. You can send 32 tracks of MPC nonsense into your DAW. But as soon as you set it up that way, the inputs on the MPC and the outputs on the MPC don't work. And they're not meant to. You're meant to then plug your headphones into the computer, I guess? I don't know. I think it's really strange. And Cressy was all butthurt that I was butthurt about it. Because that's not an interface, if you ask me. Otherwise, that thing's fucking rad. And I would love to buy one, but I don't need one. Let's make more noise. My tirade's over about the MPC. I don't know what happened to the page on this one. There used to be a cool graphic there. Think we're all about to be unemployed? Some people for sure. What are the oligarchs going to do when none of us have any money to buy their shit? That's what I want to know. What are they going to do? What dreadbox are you looking at? Wabs, I really like the Artemis, and the Nymphs for that matter, but the Artemis has a lot easier control. As Jarvis, he's been fighting with the Nymphs. Sounds great, but you do have to fight with it. Come on. There's gotta be something that'll sound cool. Let's try this big ass reverb. This isn't doing it. Let's go back to track 2. It's pretty cool. It's not exactly what I want, though. Let's change the note. Why? There we go. Could probably make this a cool hi-hat texture thing, but okay with super chats. Yeah, the Artemis looks and sounds amazing. Hi Josh, welcome in. Dreading to see the 6K Kawaii MP12 release this year. It's just too much. It's all too much. This was too much. But it solved a problem. It fit a need I had for my rig. And now I'm just making weird noises with it. 5-minute shipping. Don't even get me started on how the 2-day shipping thing ruined the economy. Well, it didn't ruin the economy for anyone but us. Chris, you have an Apple iPhone or a Android of some kind? Cheap mixer. I don't know about a cheap one, but like, what's that little teenage engineering mixer? I understand that works really well direct into a phone. You can get something like the, what is it called? There's that little ART mixer. I'm going to find it for you because it's like $60. It's passive. It does the thing. Come on, Sweetwater. There you go. Where is it? No. The ART. No, that's the patch bay. Where's that little mixer? headphone amplifier, direct box. Is this it? No, this is powered. There was a... I could have sworn they made a passive mixer. Here we go. Passive 4-channel mix. The Art Split Mix 4. Can I show you this screen? Yep. This guy right here. This is $90 on Sweetwater. It is a 4-channel mixer. Passive. It does this weird split mix thing where depending on which way you can't see me, I'm looking at the camera like you can see me. The way you plug in makes it do different things. So you can split a signal out or you can mix signals in. And it's passive. And it apparently sounds amazing. But it is about the best problem solver I have ever seen. Are there ratings for this? They do ratings on Sweetwater? Here we go. 5 stars. I'm actually surprised there's this many bad ratings. But if you need to mix 2, 3, 4 things, that's the wrong button. You need to mix a couple of things. That's a solution for you. Don't buy Joyo. How much is the Joyo mixer? And definitely don't buy a P6. If you buy a P6, Panda will never let you hear the end of it. Do not follow that split output stuff. Yeah, it's really weird, Recon. It's like you plug inputs into it and it sends to mixer. It sends the rest as mixers or... Oh, God, it's so hard to explain. You can plug one feed into it and then all the others become outputs. Or you plug in all the other side and the where you had the input plugged in becomes a mixed output. I don't get it, but it's clever as hell. Hey Trader, $90 for the Joyo. So you're gonna buy a Joyo or you're gonna buy ART, which is a like very established high-end audio company for the same price. Does the Joyo need to be plugged in? I bet you it does. Don't do it. Don't do it, Chris. Listen to the noise. I like this more and more. Rode does do a phone interface. I had forgotten about that. I don't know if it's any good though. Yeah, you'd be surprised what the good audio design companies will do in small packages. Companies like Radial Engineering, companies like ART, companies like Rode make a lot of weird little problem-solving devices. I've got this... Oh, God, where the hell is it? Whatever. A lot of the pedal companies are even selling them now. This company, Old Blood Noise Endeavors, I'm a big fan. Their pedals are amazing. Old Blood Noise Endeavors. Weird name, but they make really cool stuff. And they sell it's like $35, and it's just a little tiny box, like the smallest pedal size and mini pedals come in. And it's completely passive, and it takes a stereo TRS and makes it 2 mono TRS, or vice versa. So if you have a device that has only a TRS stereo in instead of 2 jacks, and you have to send it 2 jacks, you can use this to go between. Verk works for Joyo. Thanks for stopping by, Moser. You have a good one. All right, noise. We're here to make music. Or noises. for? Degrader, that's what I'm looking for. That works better on some with a long decay. You know what? That's enough. Stop playing with that. Now these drums don't work. Road SC6 is that thing. Jervis does do that radio announcer voice thing. I should practice the, like, 50s, 60s advertiser voice. Sell everything to you guys that way. You know what? Let's get out of here. Let's stop this. Let's make sound that's not rhythmic. No. Damn it. Press the button before I meant to. That always sounds like a chord. Is that a chord or is it just a lot of voices stacked? I think it's voices stacked. Anyone else read other chats in the person's voice? Yeah, Trader, like, listen, come on. I'm making nonsense here. Complete nonsense. My dog was barking. Yes. The Zoia right now, is it on? Yeah, that reverb. Wookiee emojis. You guys are fun. That's why I'm using the Zoia for more effects. Because this reverb is beautiful. Let's pick a key that doesn't start with the letter C. Snap it though. Mm. Melodic minor, is that what that is? Yep. How about this? I love clicky things, Jervis. I love it. You guys don't have to like the stream. In fact, dislike the stream. I bet you that'll get me more engagement. Jervis, we've been sitting in StreamYard, me and Cress, with Trusto, helping him with the MPC, trying to just like figure his way around it, make it do what he wants. But I sit here while I'm working, because I work from home, and I'm able to be on stream while I'm working, and I'm sitting here to be typing away, and they all complain about it constantly. Oh, not on that track anymore. I don't like this one either. Here, get me here. Way too high. You gotta be kidding me. Same note? coming through the way I wanted it to. Come on. Page left, make this note. 24 steps long. No negatives with it. I don't regret it. I love it. It does a lot of really cool stuff. There are things about it that I expected to get. Ultimately, quality of life stuff, like the fact that I can't go into this menu and preview any of these sounds, any of these presets. These are presets that are based off of multi-sampled instruments or subtracks that someone has built into a sound for Electron to put in here. You can't preview them. I can preview the multi-sampled patches and the subtracks, but if I make a sound by adding effects and doing all this other nonsense and save it to the preset folder, can't listen to it. Gotta guess what it is. And there's a ton in here. And once in a while I get lucky, I click one and I like it. No preview just for that though, because I can still get to, let me get out of this. I can still go and choose a machine, choose a multiplayer machine, and these are all the multi-sampled instruments that are in here. And there's a ton. And some of them don't need anything. They sound amazing. They all do, really. Like, that's crazy sounding. It sounds so good. Here, listen to this. That square wave sounds sick. But if I load it and I add reverb and delay to it and I bit crush it just a little bit and I do this and I do that and I widen it and I do all these things and then save it, so I have to go here to grab it, I can't preview any of these. Nothing. Just clicking through them. I don't know why. It's just something they haven't fixed yet. What else is bothering me? The page thing. So you'll just note it. Like, I was just sitting here listening to these notes I put in, and I was waiting for the playhead to come back around on 8 pages of 16 steps. So it takes a while, and it can do 16. So if you have something that big, it takes a long time for the playhead to go through. The other modern Electron boxes have a page jump function or a page loop function. If I know I want to listen to the note I just placed on page 7, I can do a button combo and it'll just loop page 7 over and over for me without affecting the overall sequence. So I can say, oh, that note works, that note doesn't work, there it goes, done, and then unload that, and basically it goes back to running the sequence for you. That is not available yet. Yeah, I think they will fix all this stuff. And again, I don't have regrets. I'm not in a crazy rush, but you gotta be talking about it, so I'll complain a little bit. I spent enough money on it. What else? What else? What else? What else? That might be it, honestly. They added the being able to name samples after you do the auto sampling. I would like to be able to add loop points on the device itself because you cannot do that. But if you have a patch that has loop points built into it already, it'll support it. I've been looking to figure out how to use the user-made third-party applications that will take multi-samples you make elsewhere and turn them into the e-multi files that belong in here. I have not had success with it. I've tried two of them. It's not that it's not complete. Yeah, I guess it's not complete. You can't add loop points. You can't edit the samples after the fact. I understand that takes a lot, but like you'd think you'd be able to, because there's loop points in the single sample engine. Let me just. This is a sample that's just in the Tonverk. But if you can see, knob C is changing. It's really difficult to see. It's changing the loop crossfade percentage. So now, let's mute everything else. Come on, really? Okay. So now it's playing the whole thing. I believe what I can do. It's not working the way. Oh, I gotta put it on loop. I put it on reverse. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So I'm actually not exactly sure how these work. But you have a loop crossfade function and a loop start and a loop end. Come on. There it goes. So it's going in reverse, so it's a little weird to look at. But you'll see the playhead starts from this endpoint right here that I'm moving around. Oh no, it's not, because it's looping. So it starts there. It goes to the loop endpoint, because I have it in front of this. Let me just turn this around, because this is going to be annoying. It's so hard to figure out what the hell's going on. There we go. Okay, so now this will play until somewhere in this crossfade and come back to here and then loop from that spot. So the function exists. There it is. I don't see why this can't be applied on an automatic level to a point in a multi-sampling aspect. For example, when you use Logic's multi-sampler, auto-sampler, sorry, but it is a multi-sampler. Is it called multi or auto in Logic? I don't remember. It doesn't matter. You choose how long you're sampling each note for, and then you can choose 4 different algorithms of looping that basically it picks a point in the waveform and calls it loop points. Then when you play back, you'll play through a note, get to that loop point, and it'll just, even though it starts here and it ends here, it'll find that loop point as long as you hold the note down, and it'll just loop through that section of it. Ideal for a big long synth sound, or I think it's especially good for piano sounds because you There's so much nuance in a piano's keys. When you multi-sample it, you want to multi-sample. You want to sample every key. You don't want every sixth key or every octave and then be pitching them down. You want every key. But the files end up being enormous. You multi-sample 88 keys at 8 velocity levels. Do the math. What's that? 88 and a lot. And then if you don't have loop points, the samples have to be long as hell. So now you're talking about 10-second samples, 88 of them, over multiple velocities. I had sampled my Yamaha CP recently, and I got it as much as I could, and it was like a 1.2 gigabyte file. The Tonverk won't load multi-samples over a gig. It says it can't do it. So I had to do it. I didn't do all 88 keys. I think I did 6 octaves. And I did 3 velocity layers, maybe 4. I got it basically to like 995 megabytes. It worked. It sounds great. But it's not everything I want. It'll work for what I need, but it's not the best. All right, I've been yapping for a minute. Let me catch up to what you guys are saying. The Murph. Is the Murph the Mooger Fooger thing? Blairy, welcome. Blairy's in the future. It's like 9, 10 a.m. on February 1st there, or something like that. Has a low FO content noise at 0 volume. That sucks. I mean, in the context of a mix, it's not a problem. On its own, it can be. Like, while I'm not talking, you can see that little bump at, like, I don't know, 60 hertz? Is that power? Do I have a bad power lead, or is that just my HVAC? I hear something. I don't know what it is. But while I'm making noise... Ah, shit. You don't hear it. So... yeah, 1 million people in here. It's crazy. Larry, how's it end? I gotta know. Did I ever make anything cool? Yikes. Alright, this is not working for what we want. Or for what I want, anyway. What do you guys want? That's the question. Thanks for stopping by, Trader. Take it easy. It does sound like Journey to the Center of the Earth. Cowboy poetry, huh? This patch did something. So my modem is, I can touch it from where I'm sitting right here. I have, technically I'm on the Wi-Fi, but I'm also plugged in. I'm on the Wi-Fi because that's how this camera works. This is an iPhone. So to use continuity camera, you have to have both on the same Wi-Fi network. Like if I turn the Wi-Fi off, the camera would just stop. But I'm also plugged in, so I'm not sure. My bit rate, if I can remember where to find it. Stream, nope. Output, 6,000K. CBR rate control, 6,000 kbps. Core audio, I'm using a Mac, so the core audio AAC is my encoder. My video encoder is X264. It was funny, I actually went and found like a guide on how to make it look good. And I made all these changes and it just got worse. So I just like shot from the hip and did what YouTube seemed to like and what looked crispest, and it's working. I found out that apparently OBS will only output at a frame rate that your monitors can handle. So I don't have monitors. I have two fairly old now small flat screen TVs that I use as computer monitors. They're cheap. The newer one is 8 years old. So like 1080p is it for me. This is capable of doing 4K. That's capable of doing 4K. I've been thinking about upgrading. I don't know what's going to happen though. If I go to 4K, or even, is it 2K? The setting in between 1080 and 4K. I don't know if that means I'm going to have to then change my bitrate. Cressy's leaving. Bye, Cressy. Feel better. Lamont needs you. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I really just, like I said, shot from the hip. Yeah, see, Jervis, that's how I feel about it. Like, to me, on the screen right now, it looks maybe a little blurry. Like, if I had better cameras, I think I'd be in a better spot. I like the way this looks. This is a little less crisp than I'd like. It could be lighting. You know, I've looked at like the Sony A-series cameras, even secondhand for without a lens. They're a few $100. More than I want to spend. If this channel took off, that'd be a different story, but it's not necessarily what I'm looking to do, so it's like, eh. Jervis's stream does look good all the time. What are you using as a camera, Jervis? I don't, like for your front-facing camera. Obsessed. Yeah, Probes, it doesn't look bad. Don't get me wrong. It's pretty good. It could be bad. My cinematography, I'm not a pro. I know enough about it to be dangerous. I know enough to look at it and say, that could be better. That's what annoys me. Because I can look at it and say, I can make that better. I just have to figure out how. It's what I want. Thank you, Larry. I really appreciate it. Honestly, other people watching are the better judge. I'm my own worst critic, of course. I would really like to get the full rig to look as good as, because the desk does look pretty good. The full rig doesn't look as nice. I think it's not enough light. 3 Panasonic cameras with decent lenses. S5 by 35mm, f1.8 for main. Okay. So you're using real cameras. It makes a difference. I have a decent Nikon DSLR, but it only does video for like 10 minutes before it heats up and quits. It was before all the cameras had that capability. I like the A series, but you got to put good lenses on them. Oh, see? There you go. Wi-Fi disconnected. I lost that camera. Otherwise, continuity camera. Your iPhone was disconnected from the Wi-Fi. Oh, it's working again. That was weird. Good lighting is always the answer. Yeah, I've got a couple of tricks. Like to my left right here, I have a lamp, just a regular ass lamp with a LED that does multicolors. And to soften it, I have parchment paper wrapped around the lamp. 4 or 5 cents worth of parchment paper. It softens the light. It's meant to go in the oven, so a light bulb's not going to burn it. I had it around the house. It worked. I bought a... Where is it? Here it is. I bought one of these small rig lamps. It's got the diffuser built into it. LED lamps. I like this thing. I'm going to blow you guys up right now. Like, this is great. I didn't think I would need it for this stream. And I kind of don't, although that does look pretty good on the desk. Well, shit. Oh, look at that. The the camera quit and came back and it zoomed out. That's another thing. The iPhone decides to change zoom on its own. I have no idea why. Makeup helps. Daylight bulbs 5500 to 5900. I like warm light. I don't love daylight light. Let's see what I have this set to. I have no idea what any of this means, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, Blair, that's essentially what I'm doing. I got a bunch of older, cheaper LED panels that are better. Interesting. I got a couple of Amazon gift cards for Christmas from relatives. I try not to buy from them, but when you have gift cards, you use them. So I bought a bunch of small rig stuff. So like the phone right now is on a arm that clamps to my desk to my left over here. It goes some probably 26, 30 inches up. Has a boom, and then a telescoping arm that comes out with one of... I got 2 of these little phone holders. This is not part of it. This is just a dummy mic stand, mic handle. But I got 2 of these to hold the phones, and I have that clipped to the end of it. It's doing its job. I got this light and this clamp, and then I got it's over there, I'm not going to grab it, another reticulating 4-point reticulating arm that I put this camera on while I'm at the rig. I can warm it up in camera. So I've thought about that first, Jervis. I looked at I started getting into downloading, what are they called? Luxes, right? But it didn't really work out. At least not that I found right away. Yeah, Amazon gift cards for the win for sure. If it doesn't look like a war zone off camera, you're doing it right. It does look like a war zone now. My pile of cables over here, you can see. Kind of. Screws, guitar picks. the floor. At least I'm wearing pants. God, can you imagine if I wasn't wearing pants? I don't think this is salvageable. I don't know how you guys feel. It's too weird. How long have I been going? Where does it tell me that? There we go. 1 hour, 20 minutes. Not bad. It's real fire. Such sound, many noise. It's certainly noisy. Let's clear this nonsense. Called second thoughts. I was having second thoughts. Let's have second thoughts. Okay, first thing I want to do is start with the filter down a little bit. Do that, okay. Oh, right, I'm not on that patch anymore. Let's go to here. Let's change you to, where's that other daisy delay? That actually starts pretty good setting. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Jarvis. I know it's late for you guys. Across the pond. I need a Saturday. But, you know, we're all getting old. Register that first hit. Missed the thing about her buddies. That sucks. Kids. Who needs them? I can't believe Theresa's still in here. I thought for sure she would have gone to bed a while ago. That's what I wanted. It's a good starting place for me to mess around with later. This just needs to be a interlude song. That's what I was starting with. Slew. Enjoy. Thanks for stopping in, Sam. Need something else staccato. It's not what I wanted, but it's gonna work. Playing Mario Kart? It's 9 o'clock. These kids are children. What are they doing up? Something's got to be done about their parents. I dig this. Oh, I didn't think they'd be watching. I wouldn't have cursed. Actually, that's not true. I probably would have. Apologize to her for me, please. My niece hates cursing. She's 12. Wrong knob. Wrong direction on the envelope. Won't anyone think of the children? Got cool. All I need to do is change the patch, play some different notes. They're not perfect. Let's fix them. That one. What are you? funky. Set everything off a little bit. Does it need anything else? Or is it just weird enough and mellow enough to just sit? This filter sweep is doing nothing. Oh, I know why, because I never did that. How do you mean, probes? Ah, Josh, you returned it? What wasn't it doing that you wanted it to do? Like what? Better question. Was it your... I don't want... It's probably not your first sampler. But, like... I find synthesis and sampling, although they occupy the same space and use a lot of the same things, that they are fundamentally different. And if you go into using one that you're not used to and thinking it's going to be the other, it's not the case. But I'd love to hear why you returned it. And no shade if it's just like, hey, it wasn't doing this correctly, it wasn't doing that correctly. I get it. So, a big reason I wanted to get it I don't have in my DAWless rig, you can't see here, a true polysynth. I'm using a Digitact one as a drum machine, straight up drum machine, and Octatrack as a loop player, loop chopper, sample chopper, and a mixer and effects box. I wanted to add a polysynth. I ended up buying the Tonverk, and I like that the 3 electrons play together, but what that's allowed me to do is take all my other instruments in the studio and all the other things I use and put them in this box. So my live show, which is me playing boxes, my wife sings. We write the music together, and then the few times we've done it live, that's how we've done it. I had to bring a lot of stuff with me. And I had this big giant box and another keyboard on a stand, a controller on a stand. It was, I wanted to streamline it. Tonverk allows me to play all my melodics out of one box, and then all the drums come out of the Digitact in the other box, and the Octatrack just mixes them and plays the stuff that I needed to play. It kept me from buying a Digitact 2 because I don't need stereo sampling in the Digitact 2. I'm just using it as a drum machine. I can just use mono samples for that. Can I draw envelopes on VCF at the same note divisions as the sequence of the tone? Can I draw envelopes? I can't draw envelopes. Not exactly. I also don't think I would... Like a low pass filter cutoff. Yeah, I mean, I can automate them with an LFO. Yeah, I have the IR2. I have the small one, the IR2 for my guitar. I love it. It's great. The auto sampler wasn't coming close to getting the sound. The recorder was great, but the auto sampler not really. Yeah, from the beginning it was a little weird. It took me a lot of experiments to get decent at the multi-sampling. The first 6 patches I made, I threw away. There's a volume discrepancy. You have to feed a lot more volume into it than you would think you would. The offset, is that what they call it, an offset? The latency settings, you gotta get these right. A couple of the multi-samples I have that I use, they're like the 3rd versions of it. It did take some time getting used to that. However, I'm pretty happy with it now, other than if you were here earlier, I was talking about loop points, other than the loop points not being there. Try automating with square wave, LFO, of varying amounts. Let's see what happens. These are the kind of suggestions I like. Frequency... The same divisions of the sequence. Shumijitsu, I think. I wish Sammy was here. He knows more Japanese. I don't know. I'm sorry. But thank you for being here. How's the weather in Japan? I've always wanted to go there. But I don't like flying. So I'm stuck on the other side of the planet. Probes, I don't think this is doing what you thought it was going to do, or I'm not understanding what you want me to do. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there it is. Okay. I'm going to try taking it off. Filter frequency. Shujitsu, how'd you find me? Did YouTube recommend me? Did you look for Tonverk? So the sequence is 1 4 quarter notes, make LFO say eighth, ignore statement before. Okay, so the way it works is I have a speed for an LFO. I don't know if you can see this or not. I apologize if you can't. And then I have a multiplier for that speed. So if I set the multiplier to 4 and the speed to 8, let's mute everything else. Filter's down too low. Let's resonate it a little bit. I'd rather it move more. The square's a little abrupt for me. Let's try saw. I like that. I'm going to leave it in a saw. I'm going to speed it up. And set it to trigger. Open the filter a little more. It's interesting for sure. This patch, this mosquito thing, is doing something rhythmic I really like. I don't know how. Like, it wasn't until I added that I felt movement. Not movement, rhythm. Even though there's this nonsense, but or is it here? There. This is just like okay, let's go back to this. You just think the single notes are too static a sound. Is that what I'm getting out of the probes? Shimjitsu, I don't know if you want to learn English from me. Yeah, do you have a YouTube channel? Do you make music? I would love to check it out. You feel free to share it in the chat. I should probably do the closed captioning thing for other languages. It'll auto-detect my English and turn it into essentially everything, apparently. I haven't tried it. Yeah, Shimijitsu, please give us a link. If it's Japanese jazz, or it's Japanese math rock, or it's Japanese lo-fi, I'm going to be really excited. Those are those three genres are near and dear to me in any part of the world, but you guys kill it out there. Your jazz, your math rock, and your lo-fi are... Probes, what am I doing wrong, bro? Why can't I make this do the thing? Did I get there? Matthew music in general. Yeah. Yeah, Recon, you're not wrong. Are getting muddy in a way I don't love. Okay. No, it's the resonance. That's what it is. A little too much resonance. That's the thing, it's not a synth engine, they're samples. So, alright, we'll run through it. I have basically this is a multi-sample. It's going in and out of the Zoia, but that's not the point. I have a filter here, I have two filters here. A bass width filter, where I can just choose basically the bass and... They call it bass width. There's another way to say width in this situation. It's just like a low and high pass. It's like you can make a band pass out of it. You can just make it high. You can just make it low. Yes, I can apply filter because there's two filters. So there's this bass width filter you see here, and then there's this filter that I'm modulating with the LFOs. Two LFOs there. Digging into the overseas roots of Japanese music is way more exciting. Yeah, for you, not for us. But yeah, so I have both the filters. Right now I have this envelope on this filter. For this filter, you basically have a frequency, cutoff point, a resonance for it, and you can choose whether it's high or low or somewhere in between. And there's an envelope for it as well. And then I have 2 LFOs that I can choose to modulate basically anything. The source tune, the vibrato speed and depth, vibrato fade, filter type, frequency, resonance, stereo spread of the filter, envelope depth, envelope delay, attack, decay, sustain, release, bass, and width. And then for the amp envelope, which is like, it's an amp envelope, you know what it is. You know what I'm talking about. I can modulate basically the ADSR, an overdrive, a pan, and a volume. We'll apply both filters with the LFOs out of phase. Okay. So, because I only have the 2 LFOs and I have already one affecting this filter, the bass width filter, I guess if I do the bass, yes, okay, I get what you're saying. Out of phase with each other. Which one am I on? I don't even know which one I'm on anymore. Bass, okay. Leave it on sine. Do I have the other ones set? No, they're both free running. Yeah, but now I'm out of LFOs, at least for this track. The other thing I could do is bus it. Hold on. I can add an LFO to the buses. I have 2 LFOs for the buses. I don't have the same filters on the buses. So I can't bus it out and then filter it a third time. Which is too bad. That'd be pretty cool. If you can set the tempo sync, maybe try that. Everything's always tempo synced. The trick is mult versus speed. I don't know exactly how it works. I've always just kind of done it by ear. I've never tried to drill down something specific the way you're talking about right now. But I'm finding this super interesting, and I'd like to learn, so let's keep going. So they're both set to BP, a multiplier of 4. Different speeds though. One speed is 32. The other speed is 16, so it is double. I'm glad you're still here, Webbs. Oh, I'm sorry. So when I said free running, they're free running as far as they're not tied to a note. I can set them to reset on a trig. Let's actually look at that. It's this knob. Oh god, it doesn't say. It used to say what these were. There's one time. Just the hill and not the trough. That doesn't seem right to me. I'd have to open the manual to find this. But basically, if you can see here, probably not because the camera zoomed out. There's a mode that is just free running. The LFO is just free running. This one is set to... Oh, it says it on top. Trig mode free, trig mode trig, hold, and 1, and then half. So you're saying set it to trig. Do you think they should just be faster? Like in double the speed of both of them. That's awesome. Let's go. Let's just try it. That's having more of an effect. Shumijitsu ever find that link? I could probably look, right? I can. How about that? Shumijitsu's getting a sub. That's Shumijitsu's channel. So you have LFO times, LFO frequency, LFO sync, and LFO key sync equivalence. Speed, multiplier, wave type, mode, and fade. And of depth, of course. So LFO times would be speed, and then the multiplier is just a multiplier of that speed, if I remember correctly. I'm opening the manual. You got me. I don't know. I don't know. Stuff, manuals, Electron, Tonverk. Lucky for you, I am a manual hoarder. LFOs. Multiplier will be times. So when you say times, you don't mean like tempo. Yeah, Recon? Awesome. That's good to know. I'm glad. Treg effects modulation, page 40. No, that's not the page I want. Where is mod page LFO 1? Okay. Speed sets the speed of the LFO. Settings 8, 16, or 32 to sync the LFO to straight beats. The knob is bipolar. Multiplier multiplies the speed parameter by a set factor, either by adjusting the current tempo settings or applying a fixed tempo of 120. What? Multiplier multiplies. Multiplier multiplies. Thanks, Electron. The speed parameter by the set factor. All right, so that the multiplier, either by adjusting the current tempo or applying a fixed tempo. Maybe I need to speed it up. This is what you wanted. Now it's way too. Now they're both way too deep. Probes. This sounds like a Probes track now. It's really funny. I like it a little wonky. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I totally get it. And you're asking me things that, like, I in theory understand, but I don't use that way. It's interesting, though, because it's opening up. I always turn these things down way slower. I like really slow moving general movement to the sounds I use. So what I'll do a lot is a little bit of a filter sweep that's really slow. There is a filter spread. That I like to use that's unique to this box, at least the Electron stuff anyway. And I've been using that a lot in conjunction with the filter and just like a real slow sweep, and at the same time a real slow filter spread, not perfectly in sync, so they get all over the place. Just a general warble to things. Yeah, I mean, that's basically what I did. I came in here and upped this multiplier to 8, which I never said. Wow, it goes all the way to 2K? What? Is that the resonance hitting audio range? I think it is. I had no idea it went up that high, the multiplier. I've never turned it past like 8. See, this is wild that I'm doing this with samples now, because this feels like synthesis to me. Like, these are the kind of noises I get out of, like, my sub 37 when I'm just exploring. But I wouldn't expect... Thinking about it, I would expect it, but, like, at first glance, I wouldn't expect audio manipulation of samples to be like this. Now you know what I want to do? Can I... I was hoping I could modulate the multiplier. Oh, I could probably do it with an envelope. Nope. Shame. Oh, yes, I can. There they are, LFOs. Okay, so what LFO is this? Filter frequency. LFO2. The envelopes to cycle, let's say 9, 10, 11 bars, etc., to give me some randomness to the sound. You can find, well, I mean, at this point, I'm now using the mod envelope to modulate the multiplier of LFO2, which is the frequency, the filter, not the bass width filter, the regular filter, but the resonant filter. Let's go to that and speed it up. See, like, I understand what you're talking about, Pros, but I don't necessarily... I can't read that and hear the effect. Be like, oh, that's what he's talking about. Automate the envelopes to cycle. So you can do interesting things because I do have sequencers for buses and sends. I can tie... Think about this. I can add this trig here and have this do that there, and then I set the probability, the trig condition of this trig to happen 5th out of every 5 times. Let's see what that does. Yeah, it's same with me in synthesis in general. Like, I know what things are, I know how to make sounds, I know how to usually get to where I want, but when I'm like, I can't hear a sound and go, oh, I need to, you know, filter this, rather send an LFO to this filter to do this. It's not... I wouldn't say I'm like in the infancy of doing it because I've been doing it for a long time. It's just like I don't set out to sound design that way. It's kind of why I like working with samplers, to be honest with you. I can find the sound that I want and sample it and manipulate it in the audio realm in a way faster. Like I can get to where I want to get to. Slap some salt on it and call me late for dinner. See, that's too regular. The speed up of the filter LFO. And that's because of that envelope. I'm getting tired. Oh. Probably a good exercise would be to take a simple bass sound, say, and try various tricks. Yeah, that's a good call. Yeah, I set out to just like make something strange that I can play between songs at a live show. Have the volume be low and just like be interesting background noise. I've gotten there. Now at this point I'm just playing with filters because it's fun. I'm waiting for this thing to happen. I don't know how soon it's going to happen because I wasn't paying attention to how many times it's gone through this. There it is. No, that's not it. What? I think my Tonverk's haunted, guys. It's doing stuff on its own. What did I even attach this to? I don't remember now. Nope. What are you guys saying? Yeah, I have respect for the sound designers too. I mean, there's a point that I'm awesome at it and the ceiling's not very high for me for that. Certain instruments I can just go to town on and make sound incredible, and then other things I'm just like the level probes is talking about this right now. Like I understand what he's saying. I don't know how to compute. Okay, you guys are just having a laugh. Okay. You mean like firmware updates that like brick something probes? I kind of understand your trepidation. I try to. My friends that know me pretty well hear me complain all the time about modern technology and how it operates because it's not in our hands anymore for the most part. Your computer wants you to do things the way it wants you to do it. Well, not your computer, but the company that builds your operating systems, your Microsofts, your Apples of the world. They want you to do things a specific way. They don't want you to do what you want with them. And it's a control thing, and it's a way to make more money off of you, and it's bullshit. So yeah, I treat my stuff in such a way where I have as much control as possible. I spend a lot of time making sure it's that way. It's probably giving me some gray hairs, but I run into less issues than a lot of my peers and a lot of the average people around that are even like computer power users that are just like stuck in this weird Stockholm syndrome where like they have to use the thing that Microsoft makes the way Microsoft wants them to use it, and I'm like, why? Oh, the UMC 1820, that's a Behringer interface? Um, the as long as you are using the appropriate operating system and drivers per when the unit exists, you're good. A perfect example is you're hearing this right now through two interfaces. Why? Because I have my Audio Fuse 16 rig. That's my modern interface. All my gear is plugged into it. That's what you're hearing. The Tonverk's going into it. The mic's going into it. The Zoia, all of it's going through that. But then instead of plugging that into my computer, I have the output of that plugged into my now ancient. Man, what year did that thing come out? It's 2026. It's like 15 to 20 years old. Focusrite Sapphire Pro 40, which is an outstanding thing that Focusrite made a long time ago that they don't support anymore. So it's like software that lets me do all the routing things within the interface doesn't operate on 64-bit operating systems, so I can't use it here. But what I can do with it is just get bare bones 8 channels into the computer through it. So I have one interface outputting into another. I'm doing all the mixing in my modern interface, and then the Sapphire is just because for some reason it pushes stereo into OBS, into StreamYard, into YouTube, into all the web apps. If I plug the audio fuse into the computer and I plug a microphone into channel 1 in the front, the microphone only comes out the left side. Why? It can take stereo instruments, but the microphone it won't treat it as mono. It'll only treat it as the left half of a stereo pair. I don't know why. It works fine with my computer, going into any recording software or anything like that. I can route it. But for some reason, all the web apps, OBS, all that stuff, they don't allow for that for some reason. So they just see a channel as left and right, no matter what. But for some reason, the Sapphire doesn't have this issue. I don't know why. But it's this weird, stupid thing where I have to plug an interface into an interface. It should work. Why it doesn't, I don't know. I don't blame the interfaces. I blame companies that make internet audio equipment because they're not audio pros and they don't expect people to be doing the things the musicians do with the audio gear and putting it into the internet, I guess. I don't know. I hate it though. You get the same with your interface in the OBS too. But if I hit the mono button, it's my cheat code. Yeah, I don't have a mono. Well, I do. I just choose that the channel that the microphone's plugged into is a modern mono channel and not stereo linked to channel 2. Or do you mean the mono button in OBS? Let's look at that. And by let's, I mean me. You just have to believe me. Yeah, there's no option for anything. The mono button on OBS. But then this is not going to be in stereo. Right? Like, I only have one audio input in OBS. It just says Sapphire, and it's just my whole rig. I want to click it, but I'm not going to click it because it's going to mess something up. I know it. And then the stream will just explode, and I'm not doing that. Even if it would make you laugh. Yeah, Probes, it is silly. It's, You guys remember the Dennis Miller show on HBO? I don't want to go on a rant here. It's just a way to make money. 2 interfaces is the way. You see, I'm not the first person to do this. I didn't know. I was like, when I found this trick out, I was just like, this is stupid. And then I talked to other people who were like, yeah, I go interface into interface also. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why? 2010 Mac. This is a 2018 Mac. It would work on a monitor. This is the most up-to-date operating system. It doesn't matter. Buy an MPC instead of clicking the mono button and then not interface to my computer. Y'all are crazy. All right, I've been doing this for now 2 hours, 22 minutes. Theresa fell asleep an hour ago and her phone's laying on her face and she doesn't even know it. Probably. I don't know. She's not here. She's at her brother's for the weekend, hanging out with our niece for her birthday. Like when I make music and don't think it's right, I just feel sick. That sucks, Probes. I'm sorry to hear that. I get the... If it wasn't for us talking right now, I would have ditched this. Like I said, I've been live for 2 hours and 20 minutes. I would have ditched this an hour, 2 hours ago. I'd been like, this is trash. But I could talk about it. I can make weird noises. I can take suggestions from you. And it helps me. I think that's why I like doing this. I enjoy having an audience, even if it's not for anything important. It weirdly makes me feel less bad about making something dumb. Like this is just strange. It's not that good, but I had fun. You guys clearly had. Rabbit had a great time. It was a good Virkin time for him. But I liken it to... Probes, thank you. I really appreciate that. I liken it to when I was a teenager and I started playing in bands and I realized I didn't need team sports anymore. I was like 16 and I didn't go out for the football team after like 8 months of playing in bands with my friends. I didn't need it. I was getting the team enjoyment, the camaraderie out of playing music with my friends, and it was more rewarding than getting yelled at by a coach and getting my ass kicked in football. I'm not that big a dude. It's the same thing. I make music here. I'll sit at this desk and I'll futz around, and if it's not instantly good and I like it, I tend to walk away from it. But I can do this on stream and make something that's not that good, cool, weird. I got what I needed to get out of it. I'm going to be able to use this for something. Maybe not with these crazy LFOs, but I will get there. But I would have thrown this away otherwise. And you guys helped me make something that I will accept. Yeah, that I will accept. So thank you for that. Thank you for stopping in. That's all I got. I don't know when I'll be doing this live again. Probably in a week or so. It's fun. Try to take the time to do it. Yeah, you can't have you can have expectations, and sometimes you need them, but this was specifically not that. That's why it's a work in progress. Hell yeah. All right. Appreciate you guys again. Have a good evening.